Welcome to what is the final time Zero Racing will be visiting Norisring. This is our 4-race round. This is the first of the 2 Saturday races, or Wednesday races, I should say. Then there are 2 on Saturday. And the reason we're leaving this track is because Norisring is a very short lap, and that comes with a couple of problems when it comes to blue flags. That comes to a couple of problems when it comes to just in general carnage, because if you've ever watched a lot of Norisring races in DTM or other series, you'll note the relatively high rate of attrition this track generally causes. It's a very simple track, but it's also one that leads to a lot of problems in that regard, carnage, etc. And we're going to be moving away from it next season. So enjoy this one, because it is a doozy. We're running down the grid. We have 14 cars, and it will be an 18-lap race. On pole is Jason Mons from Martin Lauer. Mike Mark and Wesley Stokes are the top non-Canadian, starting from P4. Rick Martel is starting from P5. P6, Stefan Gervais. P7, Michael Schneider. P8 will be Alessio DeBonis. P9, Mike Magasevich. P10 is blank at the moment, but it is Dean Reimers who is in the pits who will start there. P11 will be Benjamin Boyer. P12, Mark Klapzul. P13, Alan Angel. And P14, Dave Collins. Let's roll. Reimers joining the grid there on row 5. And we are off and heading into corner 1. Rick Martel bogged down a bit at the start. Stefan Gervais did as well. So row 3 not getting away very solidly, and Michael Schneider is up into 5th place. Martin Lauer goes down the inside of Jason Mons and takes the lead. Mike Mark is through clean as well. Let's see if anyone has had a moment or two. It looks like everyone has more or less gotten through the first corner all right, and that in itself is a minor miracle. And it's not going to last, because we have had at least 2 cars. I saw Michael Schneider and Mike Mark go around and spin. What has happened between the MMS car and the Zagato piston entry. So the battle is over 2nd place. It's a 3-way fight effectively, and it looks like Schneider just gets in deep and smacks it to the side of Mike Mark. Nothing malicious, nothing unusual, but definitely something unfortunate. Martin Lauer retains the lead from Jason Mons. 3rd place for Wesley Stokes, who's inherited a podium off of the Carnage. His teammate and team shopper Rick Martel is in 4th place, with Alessio DeBonis scrapping with Stefan Gervais over 5th place, and Ben Boyer is up to 7th from 11th on the grid, so a fantastic start for the McLaren 650S car. Let's see here, Gervais is looking to go the outside, DeBonis down the inside. Who's going to get it? It's going to be DeBonis, because I believe that's going to be a wide. Oh, and Boyer gets into the side of Stefan Gervais. Dean Reimers caught up in the carnage as well. At the front, I said this would be an eventful race, and it has been. Martin Lauer still leading the race from Jason Mons, Wesley Stokes, Rick Martel, and Alessio DeBonis. These 5 have kind of made a breakaway from the rest of the pack for the time being. Mark Klapzul is in 6th place ahead of Mike Magasevich, 7th, 8th place for Dave Collins, despite qualifying dead last. He's up from 14th to 8th, good for him. Mike Mark is crawling his way back through the grid. He's back up to 9th. And the 2 McLaren 650Ss collide as Ben Boyer goes into the side of Alan Angel. Angel is fine, he retains 10th place. Dean Reimers getting caught up once again in the carnage. So the top 5 are untouched. Top 6 actually are untouched. Dave Collins is going down the inside of Mike Magasevich for 7th place. A little bit of contact, but both cars are okay. And Collins has the spot. 9th place for Mike Mark. He's climbing his way back through the grid. And Alan Angel has the final points paying position ahead of Stefan Gervais, Dean Reimers, Michael Schneider, and Ben Boyer has parked it after a pair of incidents. This is an interesting track, as much as I, to a degree, put it down at the start. It is the last road or street circuit racing track in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that is the case. And it's been the home of some great DTM fun. Just not necessarily inducing the best online racing experience, per se. Gervais is up into 10th place, so what has happened to Angel? Looks like he has gone off, perhaps in the last turn. Down to 13 cars with the absence of Boyer, so the McLaren's having a hard time. Schneider and Angel are near the back, and Benjamin Boyer is retired. So what happened here with Alan Angel? Just gets a little too tight on the turn and loses the back end. Mons still putting the pressure on Martin Lauer, and there are plenty of overtaking opportunities on this track. That is one of its more positive components. Mike Mark crawling all over the back of Mike Magasevich. These two had a fantastic battle at Suzuka, so this is just kind of a continuation of that. Look for him to dodge the inside. He does into the final turn. Gets it. Looks like there might have been a tad bit of contact side by side, and Mike Mark is through into 8th place, making his recovery drive after some problems. Final points paying position is occupied by Gervais, followed by Reimers, Schneider, and Angel. Now on lap 5 here, Martin Lauer has had the lead since taking it at the first corner. Jason Mons is putting the pressure on, and they are making a breakaway from the 3 cars that were accompanying them. Wes Stokes, Rick Martel, and Alessio DeBonis, you can see in the background. Dave Collins losing a spot there to Mike Mark. That's Mark up to 7th place, and Collins is now battling with Mike Magasevich. Let's ride on board with the John Slow racing car. See if Magasevich makes a move anywhere here. Getting into corner 1. Takes the very defensive line. Well done. Magasevich, no play at the moment, having to remain in 9th place. Lauer still battling with Mons at the front, but Lauer is currently holding the championship leader at bay. And absent Genghis Khan is really allowing Mons to stretch his championship lead here, and he may be content to sit in 2nd place. Dave Collins has sprinted a bit away from Mike Magasevich on that lap, and Stefan Gervais will be coming into play. He was much quicker than these cars in qualifying and is recovering from his own incidents. A lot of brake dust up there in turn 1. Michael Schneider looking to climb his way back into the picture as well, putting the pressure on Dean Reimers. Quick Academy Cup breakdown for the race. The top Academy Cup car is Dave Collins in 8th place, followed by Mike Magasevich, followed by Stefan Gervais 3rd, 4th Reimers, 5th Schneider, and 6th Alan Angel. Benjamin Boyer was also eligible for the Academy Cup, but is currently out of the race. Still putting the pressure on Martin Lauer. Wesley Stokes in the background has a relatively comfortable 3rd place as Rick Martel and Alessio DeBonis have started to spread out a little bit. Mike Mark trying to charge back. He's taken Mark Klabzul for 6th place. Klabzul relegated to 7th ahead of Collins and Magasevich. Gervais on a charge in 10th place. And the battle for 11th is being joined now as Michael Schneider has caught Dean Reimers. The Golden Bolt BMW versus the MMS McLaren 650S. Lovely cars. Next season, of course, will open up the teams to having more than just the BMW Z4, as there will be teams fielding the Audi R8 second generation, the Mercedes AMG, the BMW M6, the Callaway C7, and the McLaren 650S will all be represented, as well as the new Porsche 911. We'll be also adding races at Sepang and Road America to replace Norisring. There will be, once I catch up on all the race recap videos, we will be having a preview for next season where I go over kind of all the different things and perhaps preview the teams for you. Collins being caught again by Magasevich, so this battle for 8th place may get rolling, and I have to feel that Gervais, who's back in 10th, is probably faster than both these cars, and look for him to get involved as well. In the background, Michael Schneider went for an aggressive move on Dean Reimers, and it appears to have backfired. Let us ride on board with Schneider. Heading into turn 2 and turn 3, he gets nice inside line, makes a bit of a lunge for it. I think Reimers... We'll have to see how much room Reimers had to know if this was really an avoidable accident. Let's have a look here. I would say he had more room if he did see the McLaren coming. Probably could have avoided the two cars spinning out and setting both of them back for the time being. Lauer still in the lead, still pestered by Jason Mons. We're now on lap 11 of 18. Pressure is on a number of battles. Wesley Stokes, Rick Martel, Alessio DeBonis, Mike Mark Klabzul, and here's a battle that looks like it's heating up. Battle for 8th place. Mike Magus getting the switch back into turn 1, and he will take 8th away from Dave Collins and the lead of the Academy race, which is a big deal because Mike Magasevich is looking to wrap up the Academy Cup soon. Him and Dave Collins getting a little physical. Pushes Magasevich wide. Stefan Gervais is all over the back of them, and Dave Collins loses it in front of his John Slow teammate Stefan Gervais, and he's going to drop back to 9th position. Followed by Michael Schneider. Dean Reimers has had problems. Or 10th position, I should say, actually, for Collins now. And lap traffic will be coming into play shortly here on lap 12. Alan Angel and Dean Reimers up ahead of the leading two. See if this plays into something that Jason Mons can use to his advantage. Mons taking a much wider line there. I'd say he lost ground. Something has happened to Wesley Stokes. He's behind. He's dropped from 3rd to at least 6th position here. What has happened to the Team Shashma BMW? Looks like he just loses it. Hit the wall. He hit the wall. And as you said, there goes Rick Martel up into 3rd place, chased by Alessio DeBonis. And DeBonis smells podium now, I think. Mike Mark is moving up into 5th position. Klapzul might get the better of him as well. No, Klapzul actually quite a further way behind than I thought, actually. Michael Schneider is now up into a points-paying position, having passed Dave Collins. I wonder if Collins has lost control of the car again, or if Schneider maybe bullied his way past. Looks like a little bullying, perhaps. So Schneider has a run around the outside here of Dave Collins. And it looks like... just looks like Collins kind of loses the control of the car. There's no visible contact there. Alan Angel getting wide to get out of the leader's way. Rick Martel has himself a podium. All-Canadian podium at the moment, but the Italian Alessio De Bonis would love to have something to say about that. He's had a fairly strong race of his own right. This is not necessarily a track that suits his smooth as silk driving style, but making things happen for sure for the Spalding GT team. One of their 2 cars in the field today. The other one is in 7th place, and that belongs to Mark Klapsel, who you just saw in the background, actually. Stefan Gervais has caught up to Mike Magasevich and is battling over 8th place with him. Gervais has been on a recovery drive after an early race collision. Similar to Mike Schneider and also Mike Mark, who are on similar drives. And down the inside goes Reimers into 8th place, dropping Magasevich to 9th, and that is the lead of the Academy Cup in this race as well. Michael Schneider is next up on the lap count as Dave Collins and Dean Reimers have been lapped. They're all actually very close together with Alan Angel now, so we're going to get a good battle for 11th place, it looks like. Which is very important because that's 4th, 5th, and 6th in the Academy Cup as well. Dave Collins losing control of the car a little bit there, it looked like, and is going to lose 11th place to Reimers and fall under pressure from Alan Angel. Lap 15 of 18, Martin Lauer has led pretty much all the way after taking the lead in turn 1 from Jason Mons. Mons has been in close company to him, but now appears to be falling back just a little bit, perhaps Lauer getting the better of the tire battle. Meantime, a bunch of people going off towards the back, and Dave Collins has lost a spot to Alan Angel, moving into 12th position. Dave Collins diving down the inside of the McLaren 650S. The McLaren does go wide. It's going to open the door. And through goes Dave Collins back into 12th place. Fighting back after a couple of mistakes. But a better run out of the corner for Alan Angel. Gets him ahead heading into turn 1. But Collins has been pretty tight at this corner. He's going down the inside again. Tight line. Looks like he's held it. And that is the position. Mike Mark has a very drifting styles for turn 1. Martin Lauer starting lap 7. Quite a bit ahead of Jason Mons now. I would say Lauer has got this in his hands, and it's up to him to just bring it home. Third place. Looks like Rick Martel has fended off the Spalding GT's attempts. 2 laps to go. Not a lot of time on this track. Alan Angel looks like he's made a mistake into turn 1. Or perhaps gone for some ill-advised move. Look at the glowing brake discs also on these cars. Jeez. Such a trying battle with the brakes. Just looks like he got the entrance to the corner very wrong. And will allow 3rd and 4th place cars through on the lap. Mike Mark's going to go through as well as Wesley Stokes. Mike Magasevich, I believe, has made a mistake because last time we were with him, he was pretty comfortably in 9th place ahead of Michael Schneider, and now the orange McLaren 650S of the MMS team is breathing down his neck. This is for 2nd in the Academy Cup, as well as 9th in the overall race. And of course, these 2 cars slated to be on the front row for race 2. Looks like probably the most interesting battle on the track here in the closing stages. Martin Lauer is on his last lap. Looks like maybe something coming here. Schneider has a much wider line into the final corner. Nothing really on, but we saw these McLaren 650s have had really good speed there. But Martin Lauer heading towards the finish line to take his victory here at Norisring. Second is going to be Jason Mons. And third place is not going to be Dean Reimers. He is down a lap, as is Dave Collins. It's going to be Rick Martel. Pressure is on. We've got Dave Collins' 12th place car in the mix as well. It gets very wiggly there for no real reason. Anyways, fifth place will be Mike Mark. Good recovery drive by him. Wesley Stokes looked like he had a podium wrapped up and then he made a mistake. Mark Klabzul, a solid run to 7th place, though Stefan Gervais was definitely catching him at the end. He'll take 8th place. And Michael Schneider has gotten the job done against Mike Magasevich on the last lap for 9th place. Let's have a look at what happened here. This is second in the Academy Cup, very importantly as well. Looks like perhaps some things got it happening in the... No, I was going to say it looked like maybe a lapping problem, but disagree. Schneider goes down the inside. Mike Magasevich tries to close the gap. Was there enough room to let him through? I'm gonna have to go with yes. Let's have a look at it from Magasevich's view. Could he have left room? Not sure. Looks like Schneider came in relatively late because Magasevich lost a bit of traction in the corner. Had his back end step out a little bit. I would say if it's anyone's fault, it's Magasevich's fault, and he's the one that's going to pay because he loses 9th place there. So I would say probably deed done either way. Watch the finishes. Mark Klabzul finishing, Reimers finishing, and Hell finishing. So we're just waiting for Michael Schneider to run down the clock and finish the race as well. Mike Magasevich is also still out there. The other 3 cars finishing a lap down. Crossing the line with a pretty decent run to 9th place after a first lap problem for Mike Schneider and 10th place for Mike Magasevich. He will start on pole for race 2. We'll catch you then. This short track here in Germany.